Hi all. Today we'll see production support job roles and responsibilities. We have different levels here L1, L2, L3 and what is the daily roles and responsibilities and what tools they are using in the real time and like which domains especially production supports are right now working. We'll see clearly step by step. Okay, so coming to the production support means like the production support teams will ensure that live applications people will support to the already in prod applications, so without impacting to the end users. Okay, so coming to the example, like where exactly now supports persons are working like L1, L2, L3 kind of roles. Okay, first thing is banking. So mostly production support team members are working on banking applications, and second thing e-commerce, and third one like internal enterprise tools like hrms or crm, like these these tools mostly the production support team will work. Okay, so we discussed right earlier, we have the production support like L1, L2, L3 roles. Okay, we'll see first of all with L1 support. This is the level 1 first line support, because these people are the first persons, like if they are seeing any issues, these people are the first point of contact persons. Okay, so coming to the their roles here. Okay, these people will handle L1 support will handle basic issues, like for example if something is not working, like we are not able to log in and page is not particularly loading. Okay, so these people will solve these issues kind of. Okay, so these people mostly work on the SOPs. Here SOPs means standard operating procedure. It's a SOP is nothing but it's a step by step document, like which they have mentioned clearly in that document what to do and what is the specific issue for particular issue. Like if any issues like earlier happened, so those issues they have documented in this standard operating procedure. So if the any issues like already repeating, so these people they will go through the SOP and apply the same whatever they have done earlier to fix this issue. Okay, so coming to their roles and responsibilities, like they used to monitor like the details kind of all the metrics. Okay, so for coming to the monitoring like CPU usage and memory usage and the errors. Okay, it depends on the company, like few companies will use Grafana, few companies will use App Dynamics, Datadog, Neuralink and Splunk. These are all the monitoring tools. Okay, Splunk we can debug more into logging perspective, and Grafana we used to check the monitoring tools, and App Dynamics we can much more deep dive into issue. Okay, Datadog and Neuralink also kind of monitoring tools. Okay, we'll discuss clearly one by one. Okay, so where with these tools, this L1 support team will monitor like server side metrics, CPU, memory, error rates and latency, all these details. Okay, so if the for example if any issue okay is coming, they used to work on tickets, these people. Okay, while daily if they are coming to the work, they used to check the tickets, instant tickets. So usually these tickets will assign via ServiceNow or Jira or TestRail. Okay, these are the tools they'll get the work allocated from, like tickets. Okay, then if the ticket is assigned to that particular L1 person or L1 role, so they used to they need to sort out this issue. Okay, like coming to like if something is not happening, like means that CPU we are seeing like much spike. Okay, or some service is not working, they used to restart these services if it's required. Okay, so coming to as we discussed, right, validate application health check, monitor dashboard, CPU, memory. So these are the responsibilities. Communicate with the team and users. These people, see if they sort out that like fixed one ticket, like simple issue like that CPU memory we are seeing the spike, right? So these people they'll create the ticket, or if someone is already created the ticket, these people they used to work on. Okay, these tickets will come from the mostly from the user end, or these people only will create. Okay, because like if they're seeing the abnormality, they need to fix out, right? So then these ticket will communicate to the whole the team, and they'll tag all the people that required, and they'll mention clearly in the ticket with description. Okay, for real time example, okay, website like that person they are not able to login not working. Okay, so what the actually that L1 guy do is like they will receive the alerts. Okay, for example the login API failure, so because that login is not working for the user. Okay, so that this L1 guy will comes to the Splunk or dashboard, they'll check the logs and analyze the logs or dashboard, so what's exactly it's happening. Okay, if they'll do the some basic fix, they'll restart the service from the Linux machine. If it's hosted on the cloud, they'll restart the service. Okay, sometimes it will fix. Okay, if it's not fixed, like they'll escalate to L2 role. Okay, if it fixes, they'll mention the description, like whatever they have done, like the restart performed, that this login is working, they'll mention and they close the ticket in the attach the comments via Jira or service now. If it's not worked, then they'll escalate to L2. So coming to the tools, okay, they're using, like as we told you, right, this is the service now and Jira, these are the like incident management tools. So these tools only majorly use service now and Jira. So coming to the monitoring, Splunk and ELK, these are depends on the company, they'll use different ones, Splunk, ELK, Dynatrace, everything, as we told you right here, monitoring to Dynatrace, Grafana also they'll use. Yeah, that's all about L1. We'll see about L2. Okay, application support. Okay, so coming to the L2 support, here the application support or desktop, I mean production support is nowadays most of the people are working on both combination. Okay, role summary. Okay, so here these L2 people, like if the L1 person is not able to solve that issue, they'll assign to L2 support. Okay, so what these people will do means they'll do the deep dive analysis for the particular issue. Okay, these people will work on code and configuration levels. Okay, if something like if that is particular issue is not, I mean not sorted out, they'll debug more into configuration files and database level. If anything is changed in the configuration level, they will do the changes and their particular environment. Okay, because see, these issues will happen in production, right? So for these people, they have, for sorting out, they'll have the some kind of testing environment. I mean, I can say, we can say, because whatever the issue, right, these people need to fix it out. Okay, so mostly this L2 and L3 people only will have. So in their local system, they will modify the changes and they will restart the service. If it's working, then they will push the changes, the developer will comes to the picture and they will push the changes to the prod. Okay, normally for these all these things, they have the lot of procedure, because they need to test again, they need to then again need to send to the prod. So simply if it is working in local, they can't send to the prod. Okay, so these people mostly will handle kind of complex incidents. Coming to the roles and responsibilities, they'll analyze, as I told you, right, they'll deep dive into logs. Okay, in the for example, in the Splunk also, if they're seeing particular issue, they will go to the Splunk and they'll start writing the Splunk query, and they'll try to filter out all the 24 hours what's happening in the prod. Okay, here you need to filter out via Splunk via index. You need to start with the index. If particular, so for example, one application index equal to the specific application, you need to write here. Okay, you, for example, select the Myntra, then the like which environment, like it's happening in prod or in non-prod. Obviously these issues will come in prod, right? They need to select that like environment production, and where it is happening, particular module, from particular module, and they need to select that one, and what is the error where they are seeing. From there they can filter it out and they'll see the analyze the logs. Then these people will debug the application issues. So if it's happening in the Splunk, then they'll check if any DB related errors or any timeout issues. These people they'll check. Okay, then these people will check in the DB also. Okay, so if that issue is going to fixing something in the configuration files, they'll fix like configuration file changes, and they'll deploy like the minor changes also. Yeah, so for the coming to the real time example, like payment is failed for multiple users. Okay, what these people will do initially means, first of all, if the payment is failing for multiple users, they'll check in the Splunk, I mean application logs, particularly which API is failing, what is the error they are seeing. Okay, they will go to the Splunk or any kind of log analysis tool, and they'll filter it out which API is failing or it is timing out or any errors. Okay, then they will filter it out, query the transactions, what particular transaction is failing. Okay, so then they will check, is there any queued in the transactions, like is the in the pool, they'll clear on the they'll try to restart that payment queue, and they'll clear that backlog. Then then that issue will be sorted out. Okay, then these people they'll apply the configuration fix, like they'll increase the timeout, then this issue won't be repeat in the prod. Okay, then they'll observe the like monitor system stability also, like after fixing also, like how is this working, this fix, whatever the increased timeout, right? These people they will verify post fix also. Before only they'll verify from the testing team also, but they'll monitor the system stability also. So coming to the tools they are using, SQL, DB tools. Okay, like DB tools means DBware, SQL. It's different. Like different companies they are using the different tools like based on the amount they are charging. Okay, so coming to Splunk and Kibana. So majorly most of the companies are using Splunk and Kibana. Okay, like Linux commands, CI/CD tools, Jenkins, because they need to deploy via build via Jenkins only. Okay, normally L2 and L3 people have the access for the deploying the builds, because simple file changes, right? Configuration file, and they'll do the restart and they'll apply the changes to testing team. Then these people only will deploy, because that is a simple, right? Yeah. So now we'll see about L3 support, kind of level 3 development or engineering team. Okay, these people we can call. So these people, the particular role summary as, like, these people are we can call as code developers, because these people will fix the code level defects, and these people majorly will handle critical or high impact issues in the prod. Okay, so how these people will fix the defects means, like, these people don't have access for all the modules or for all the code level. These people will have only specific or particular or kind of I can say like minor access, because like whatever the issues in the code level earlier these people are faced, for that specific modules or specific configuration files these people will have access, and based on the SOP they will try to rerun and re-execute, and they'll fix any, they will do the changes based on the SOP. Like for example, in any changes in configuration file or specific file, they'll fix and they will apply the changes. Okay, so if again where these people are not able to sort out or not, it's not fixing that issue, then these people will sit with the development team, because the development team has the access for all the modules, because they know end to end, right? So these people will sit with the dev team and they'll give all the details about this defect. Okay, then the development team will sit and fix that issue, then they'll deploy the patch to the production. Okay, like once the testing is done, everything. Okay, that's how that these L3 people will work with the dev team. Okay, so here these people roles and responsibilities, as we discussed now, code debugging and RCA, root cause analysis. They will sit and analyze that issue, and they will write with clearly in the description why it's this issue, why this issue is happening, like earlier it happening, and all these things, like they'll mention the RCA document, and bug fixes and patch releases, as we discussed now, and performance optimization. So performance optimization means, like, so if they observe like particular transaction is getting more time, and they'll sit and go through, analyze the logs, like why it is taking time, like any specific method or specific class is taking much time. So this like if it is taking time, obviously that CPU memory consumption will take much more as expected, right? So then obviously that response times will be increased, the lag and latency you can observe. Okay, then the design level fixes, these are these people the roles and responsibilities, I can say daily. Okay, for example, the real-time example, okay, for coming to the like new year, like any big billion day sale is coming, right? That time, like system, like, it will be crash during the peak load, because most of the users are in the application that time. Okay, that time there is a chance for the application like crash. Okay, then that time you are able to see like not reachable kind of errors. Okay, that time these people will do analyze the heap dump and thread dump. Okay, so analyze heap dump and thread dump and GC analysis, this is the another topic where we can discuss about clearly about memory leaks, heap dump, thread dump, all these things, because for these things you need to analyze JFR. Okay, for JFR analysis you need to install like kind of JMC, Java Melody Control. You need to install that tool, and you need to analyze these heap dump, thread dump, and JFR and logs and GC time and duration, why it is taking time, young GCs, all these things, main GCs. Okay, then fix code and test locally, as I told you, right? If any small fix kind of like in the code level changes are already known changes, these people will I made the changes and they push the changes, and they'll deploy the patch, because they need to raise the PR. These small issues also, that PR needs to be approved, then only they'll merge to the main branch. Okay, then they'll push to the prod once it's tested everything. Okay, like, and the provide RCA report to the dev team. Okay, the tools used like in the daily activities, that's like ID, Eclipse for code fixing, IntelliJ, depends on the tool and technology they are using, and APM tools kind of monitoring, J profilers and JFR analysis, Git, CI/CD pipelines, where I told you, right, for the deploy the patches and pushes, patches and the deploy the builds. Okay, so this is the end to end flow for all the L2 roles. See here, now user is unable to place the order. This is coming related to e-commerce one. Okay, what the L12 will do, like they'll receive the alert or raise the incident, and they'll check that particular service why it's not happening. If it's not working, and they'll write the clearly mentioned description, this is not working, we have validated, and they'll escalate to L2 team. Okay, if it's there, it is working, or like restarting service, these people only will do. If it's again failing, they'll escalate to L2 team. Okay, there these people will sit and see like what exactly it's causing the issue, like is there any issue in the DB or connection issue. These people will see and they'll try to fix out. If again these people are, they are not able to fix out, like they'll escalate to L3 team. Okay, these L3 people will identify the bug in like where it is, why it is failing, I mean not able to place that order, or not able to place the like products to a cart, and they will see. Okay, they'll see where it is like queue or it's in process, or they'll come and see, and they'll fix that particular code, or they'll delete that particular queue or order, like because all these things matter. Once the particular not able to add or order particular that one, so they need to clear that one, and they need to rerun, and they need to restart services. Okay, like coming to like the monitoring, like all the people like L1, L2, L3, these people will monitor the system, and they'll close that incident, like whatever the ticket has been raised, right, they need to close like end of the day or particular time, within particular time. Okay, so coming to the quick comparison for L1, L2, L3. So mostly the L1 team focus on the monitoring and kind of like simple, I can say small works, like kind of restarting services, and like monitoring that all the jobs are scheduled jobs, all these things. Coming to L2, these people will do monitoring and both analysis. Okay, and kind of the fixing DB issues or API issues and debug more. And coming to the L3, it's kind of monitoring, I can say development also. Okay, so these people will fix kind of small code, like some configuration file changes. These people these will fix, and they'll mostly these L3 people will work with the dev team majorly. Okay, this is the real-time activities. Okay, so incident handling P1, P2, P3 based on the priority level. Like on-call support, mostly like L1 or L2, L3, these people will on-call support require, like whatever it's, if it's the particular transaction, or if you are seeing any error in a prod, you need to sit and solve that issue. Until unless like the issue is fixed, you need to sit with the dev team and provide all the requirement details to the dev team. Okay, because they need to fix it, right? They need the proper details and kind of SLA tracking, kind of RCA documentation, kind of root cause analysis. In the document, like they'll clearly mention step by step what's the causing of issue, and how they fix it, and what the details they require. And the deployment support, because the deployment team, like kind of the DevOps team, like you need to sit with these people, and they'll you need to support with deployment team also. Okay, so what to learn? Okay, so coming to the skill for the L1, you need to learn basic Linux command logs, basic commands and log analysis, and understanding the web application architectures and APIs, all these things. So you need to learn monitoring tools also, Splunk and Grafana, so to monitor the metrics, and ticketing tools. It's common for all the L1, L2, L3, ServiceNow and Jira, where tickets has been created and assigned to L1 and L2, L3 team. And the basic SQL queries also you should learn. And coming to L2, advanced SQL kinds of joins, updates, insert queries, all these things, and API debugging, Postman. Like see, API debugging means like you need to see, right, how the why APIs is failing. You need to know like what kind of error you are getting. Is there any change in the log level? Those things for API debugging, you need to learn Postman or SOAP-UI. Okay, next coming to Linux processor, you need to clear the memory. Okay, and you need to clear the disk space. So for these things, you need to learn Linux advanced concepts. Okay, debugging logs deeply, and basic scripting, shell or Python. Okay, these things, like see, like you need to run some batch jobs, and you need to execute some cron jobs, and you need to understand, right, at least if you don't know all code, write code also, you need to understand the basics about shell scripting or Python. So what exactly, why it's failing, or for that you need to learn shell and Python. So example, so orders are not getting created. Okay, so these people will check the logs and find the particular DB error is there in DB error, then these people will run some SQL queries and for the missing records, and they'll insert and fix that issue, and they'll restart the jobs, and they'll validate the fix also. Okay, because before going to the prod. Okay, coming to L3 checklist. So these people must and should know the any one of the programming language, kind of Java or Python, and system design basics and performance tuning and CI/CD tools, kind of Jenkins, cloud, AWS and GCP basics. These are the known like basic things for the L3 role. Okay, coming to the performance tuning, there's a different topic. Like if you are observed like particular transaction is taking more time, then you need to check like why it is taking more time, like any backend in the any particular method or class is taking more time. For all these things, it will comes into performance tuning. So here we discussed, right, system crashed under the load. For example, if your system is unable to perform, it's crashing. Okay, you need to analyze the logs and check the metrics. What is the CPU and memory, all these things, on what's the error percent, all these things you need to see and identify the memory leak and fix that code. If you are able to fix it out, like any configuration file changes or any particular log level or code level changes, simple, these people will fix and they'll deploy the patch, and they'll validate the performance also. See, fixing something is like that won't be affected on another method or method class, because it will impact on another things also, right? So they'll, once this like validate the code and they'll fix something, and they'll raise the PR, like the senior person will approve that PR, and they'll analyze and they'll approve that PR to merge the main branch. Okay, so remember one thing, while you are giving the interviews, if you are observing some error, you need to say like this, like first I'll check the logs in Splunk, then I'll validate DB using the SQL, then if it's required, I'm going to the restart service. This is the pattern you need to explain to the interviewer. Okay, so priority learning for L1, L2, L3. So you need to start with SQL and the Splunk and the Linux. Okay, for SQL is for the SQL, for you need to write some basic SQL queries. Splunk, where you need to monitor the logs or check the monitor the metrics and check the logs. So Linux and the Postman for API and particular services debugging. Grafana for monitoring the application or infrastructure details. I hope this video will help you for understanding the roles and responsibilities about L1, L2, L3 production roles. So I'm attaching this document for your reference in the description. Please go through. Thanks for watching.